Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Max of MKG Performance, and today I'm going to be talking about athleticism, more specifically my athleticism and what my athleticism goals are going forwards into the future. And the way I'm going to be doing that is by comparing my current athletic performance and my current limits to what the average and advanced and elite strength levels are on strengthlevel.com. Now, just a quick caveat before we actually get into the video and we go into the stats and the details. I completely understand that strength levels and strength standards are completely arbitrary. Whether or not you can do a 2 times bodyweight squat or a 3 times bodyweight deadlift, it really doesn't matter. What I do understand is that strength is only a component of athleticism. It's one of many components. It's one way of measuring athleticism, and usually the best athletes are pretty fucking strong. They have a very high relative strength. They have a high level of strength in comparison to their body weight. So although I'm not a powerlifter, I don't proclaim to be a powerlifter, and I'm not training for powerlifting. The 3 lifts are a very good indicator of just base raw strength. And as we know, strength does translate into power if you are doing the necessary sports and plyometric training that are more complex movements. So we'll start with bench press. For an intermediate athlete, a maximum, a 1RM would be 103 kilos. An advanced athlete will be able to bench press 132 kilos for 1RM, and then an elite athlete will be able to do 163 kilos. So that puts me roughly somewhere in the middle of intermediate to advanced. So I'm very much bog standard average for bench press. Deadlift. So my current max for deadlift is 200 kilos. And if we look on the strength standards, intermediate for an 85 kilo athlete is 159 kilos. I smoke that one. The advanced is 201 kilos. I am 1 kilo shy of being advanced, so not bad. And the elite athlete will be able to do 245 kilos on the deadlift. Ideally, for my long-term goal, I would like to be getting stronger in my deadlift. I could definitely go over 245. I think naturally, one is definitely capable of doing more than 245 kilos. And transferability of the deadlift. Deadlift is a very, very raw output of strength and power if you do it quickly. If you're trying to lift the bar as powerfully and as quickly as possible, it's literally just the amount of force that you can put into the ground with your feet and how much force you can transfer from your feet all the way up your back, from your arms and then into the bar to lift it off of the floor. Obviously, the more weight that you can lift, the more force potential that you have, and then combined with plyometric training, that will also transfer over very nicely into vertical jump training and so on and so forth. The squat, the back squat. My current max for a back squat is 140 kilos, aka 308 pounds in freedom units. And for my body weight at 85 kilos, that puts me pretty much just above intermediate. So I've got a way to go before I can even consider myself advanced or even elite. Transferability of the squat into the athletic movements, for example, vertical jumping and sprinting. Squat has a much larger range of knee flexion, so there's going to be a lot more engagement of the quadriceps. And the quadriceps obviously are used for flexing the hip and extending the knee. And you use a lot more knee flexion when you do vertical jump, when you do sprinting, for example. It depends on which type of squat you do. I'm a high bar squatter. I do not train low bar squat. I'm very much high bar because it has more specificity and transferability into the Olympic lifts, which I'm also training and we'll come on to a bit later. Pull-ups aren't listed as a 1RM. They're actually listed as an endurance exercise. So for an 85 kilo athlete, an intermediate athlete will be able to do 12 pull-ups. An advanced athlete will be able to do 21 pull-ups, and an elite athlete will be able to do 31 pull-ups. If you put 31 reps of an 85 kilo weight, if you put that into the 1RM calculator, that actually spits out a number of 172.5 kilos as a 1RM. So essentially what that means is it's more or less being able to do a pull-up with almost twice your body weight. That's fucking insane. If you can be able to do a pull-up with almost twice your body weight, then you are one strong motherfucker, and you should, in theory, be able to do 31 pull-ups in one set with good form. So now we're going to move on to dips. An intermediate athlete at 85 kilos will be able to do 19 dips in one set. An advanced athlete will be able to do 30 dips in one set. and an elite athlete will be able to do 42 dips. When we throw these numbers into the 1RM calculator, your 1RM is 204 kilos. Think about that like a deadlift. I think a lot of people would struggle to deadlift 85 kilos for 42 reps. So now we're going to get onto the Olympic lifts. We're going to start off with the snatch. For an 85 kilo athlete, a beginner will be able to do 39 kilos for their 1RM. A novice will be able to do 56 kilos for their 1RM. Intermediate will be able to do 77 kilos for their 1RM. Advanced will be able to do 103 for their 1RM. And an elite athlete will be able to do 130 kilos for their 1RM on the snatch. So obviously, it just goes without saying, guys, I am always going for the elite. I'm always aiming for elite and above. With my snatch, my max is, to be perfectly honest with you, I've power snatched with very bad form 70 kilos, so I'm sort of still a novice at snatch, but you have to remember I didn't even start doing full snatches until like 2 weeks ago. And that's no excuse, my technique needs a lot of improvement, but I've got a long way to improve for my snatch. But let's talk about clean and jerk. For male athletes, 85 kilos. For an intermediate athlete, a clean and jerk of 96 kilos will be intermediate. For an advanced athlete, 124 kilos will be considered advanced. And an elite athlete, 155 kilos is what will be, by this website standards, considered elite for an 85 kilo athlete. My current max for the power clean, so this just goes to show like how bad my technique is for the jerk and how little overhead movements and presses that I do. I have a power clean of 110, which is only 14 kilos away from being advanced, but I am nowhere near being able to actually jerk that and push it overhead and lock it out. My current max jerk is 90 kilos, so that puts me like a novice, just below intermediate for the jerk. Yeah, boy. And that puts me just above intermediate, more towards advanced for a power clean, maybe even a full clean. I've never really tested it, so I'm going to be exploring these more as I go. So for example, with these lifts that I'm not so confident on, I'm still learning the technique for, there is real potential for them to advance and improve. Let's move on. Muscle ups. So for muscle ups, for an 85 kilo athlete, novice is 2 muscle ups in a row. Intermediate is 7 muscle ups in a row. Advanced is 12 muscle ups in a row, and elite is 18 muscle ups. And just in case you guys were wondering, if you can do 17 muscle ups in a row, which is the elite level on the muscle up standards, 1RM for you is 133.2 kilos. So that's like doing a muscle up with an extra 38.2 kilos tied to your waist. One muscle up with 38 kilos tied to your waist. There are very few people on this earth that can fucking do that. I don't know if any of you guys have seen that meme. You guys know the meme. Where there's that fucking like big ass dude. He's got like 3 plates or 4 plates on. He does a muscle. And it's got the guy trying to do a muscle up with the plates, and he like plates fall and smack him in the face. Okay, next we're going to move on to the 40-yard sprint. It's used extensively in the NFL Combine. If we're talking recreational college athletes, female, 5.8 seconds is a good 40-yard dash time. Recreational college athletes, male, somewhere around 5 seconds for a 40-yard dash is a good time. High school footballers, 4.9 to 5.6 seconds. College footballers, somewhere between 4.6 and 4.9 seconds. And obviously we all know the top end elite athletes who can run like a 4.3. I don't know what the world record is for a 40-yard dash. For a standing vertical jump, normal ass people, I think this is just average people, very, very poor would be less than 8 inches.
Spicy meat.
Poor is 8 to 12 inches. Below average is 12 to 16 inches. Average is 16 to 20 inches. The above average for a male is 20 to 24 inches. Very good for a male is 24 to 28 inches. And excellent is more than 28 inches. My max standing reach is 7 feet 10 inches. I can quite comfortably, from a standing jump, touch a basketball rim. That gives me 26-inch standing vertical jump. So that is the video, and that is me comparing myself to the normative data on all of these lifts, all of these movements, and all of these tests. If there's any that you can think of that I've kind of missed out on, I'm sure there are a few. I just didn't think that it would be worthwhile if there's some that I haven't heard of and haven't even done. But if there's any that you can think of that are like tests that every elite athlete should be able to like score like above excellent, like beyond elite on, put it down in the comments, tell me all about it. Maybe I'll do a test on it. That's potentially another future video idea. Like, comment, and subscribe on the video. And as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.
Hey, wait! Give your meat a good old rub.